JD here. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. Please hit like. And I did receive the upper jewel, balance jewel for a very old ladies pocket watch that I really want to finish off today. This is a Waltham pocket watch. This is the jewel number. And Dave Coates, I think his last name is, Dave's Watch Parts. This is where I got this from. And if you can look really carefully at the back of this thing here, where is that? Where is that? Look at the size of that jewel. Oh my God. So I'm just hoping the pivot size is right. It should be. So let's just do the installation here and see if everything works. So here's the balance here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, under a microscope, I'm going to put this new jewel onto that pivot to make sure that I've got a good fit with the jewel and the hole size. I don't have an issue there before I assemble everything. So I'm just going to do a fit, but I'm going to do that under a microscope. So here's the balance. I'm just going to lift my new jewel with the setting onto that balance to see if I've got a good compatible interface. I'm hoping and praying I do. But you never know. You really never know. So I'm going to try dropping this on here and well, the question is the pivot sticking through the hole? And the answer is yes. So it's a good fit. I'll show you a close-up. I decided to hold it while I was doing the close-up just to see if I could get a close-up, and there it is. So the jewel is fitting in there nicely. So, and I think there's probably a good enough side shake on this. So thank God it's actually good. So now I've got to fit the jewel setting into the opening of the balance cock. Now it's probably a perfectly tight fit here, so I've got to watch I don't push down on it and crack the jewel. So it looks like it'll go in, but what I'm going to do is I want to push down on it properly. So I want to get a stake that will fit the edges of that jewel setting to put that in. Or actually, even better, I think I'll get my jeweling tool out so I can absolutely make sure that that's going in right. So I've got the Seitz Jeweling set out here, so I just have to make sure I've got it in place properly, and I've got to pick the right stump and the right jewel. So I just put that in here for now. Pressure's like that, and this I believe goes like this. It should anyway. There we go. That's like that. Now it's stump land. And here we got flat pushers and stumps, and you can see at the very top are the flat pushers. One of those might be right. We got pump pushers. I don't need those. Those are for centering. Concave pusher might be the best one because it's going to hit the rim of the setting and not the setting itself. So I should be able to use a concave pusher. And that's pretty much all I need. And I got to pick the bottom part, which is the actual anvil for that particular problem here. So I've chosen a 155 millimeter pusher. This is the pusher here, and concave pusher that'll just hit the rim of that jewel setting. And I've picked a number 6 anvil here to allow the setting to drop through, as it may go a bit deeper, but I make sure that this setting here is on the base is not interfering with the it's basically contacting the base perfectly, right? So it's perfectly flat on that base to push that on. So you got to make sure all that is right before you go ahead and start pushing a jewel setting in. So then I've got the this Seitz Jeweling tool here. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the this 155 in here. So should be able to just push it in from the bottom. It's like that. And then I'll put the anvil down in the bottom here. And the anvil just should sit in here nice and square here, or circular, I guess. Now I want to make sure I can push all the way down, and I think that's probably good enough. I don't want to push further than I need to. And there's no way of holding this in place other than just by hand. So let's see if I can get the microscope camera working here. All right, here we go. I'm going to go in deep and dirty here on this thing here. So I'm just going to, by hand, I'm eyeballing this. I'm make sure the anvil is relatively centered. And I can use the concave pusher to center everything as well. And a little tiny bit of pressure is all that's required, and there it's in. So that's it. The other thing you have to make sure is that the pins here are not in any way being touched. They're not in jeopardy, because you don't want to affect these pins at all, because they're the ones where the hairspring goes between those pins, and they're regulating the actual timing of the watch. So I pushed it in and pull it up there, and you can see it on the bottom. And if I look at the bottom of, or the base of this, and there you can see the setting sitting there nicely. So there we go. That setting is now in place, and hopefully the depth is right, everything else is right for the setting. Now I want to put the cap jewel on, and I can use the exact same technique to put the cap jewel on. First I'll place the cap jewel in place, but first I need to oil this and make sure I've got the 9010 oil on the top there, so I've got my jewels oiled properly. Now I've got the old jewel setting right here, and I've got the cap jewel next to it, so I want to put a little tiny bit of 9010 oil on that cap jewel, and I'll turn that around and put that into the setting. So I'm just getting a little bit of a dab of this and seeing if I can put a dot of this on there. Perfect. So that's a dot of 9010 on that, and that's all it needs. You don't need to do more than that. And you have to make sure that that cap jewel is absolutely spanky clean, which it was. So now I want to align that up with the actual the balance cock and put that on top. So now I've put this on a piece of Rodico, and I may have to manipulate it or turn it a bit, but I'm looking for my witness marks on the cap jewel that I should have on there. And so I turn the jewel around very carefully, and I can see, I'm trying to see where the dot is, and I think I've got the witness mark is right there. So if I can lower that down without very carefully, like that, and I think I've got to rotate that ever so slightly. Sometimes you have to use a pin to do that. It's crazy dainty. So if it doesn't work, you just try again. I've got to move that all the way over, so this could be very tricky here. So I may just lift it up and then rotate everything and put it back down again. This is tricky, but it's not impossible. And then rotate everything. That's pretty much where it needs to be right there. So now I can pick that up and put that in the jeweling tool, which might help me press that down. You can press it down with the back of a piece of pegwood, however. In this situation here, I've got this sitting on a Rodico, so I'm not sure how well that will work. But it might allow me to just give me the initial push downward. It's still a little bit off, I think. I'm not sure actually. Yeah, just a slight bit off Yeah, so I'd have to rotate that again just slightly. This is tricky work. And again, especially under camera, of course. I think this thing is just going to pop out on me when I try to rotate it. But the other thing I do too is I take a very small screwdriver blade. Sometimes I do this and then I just try to edge it just a bit, and it sometimes works. There we go. And that looks good right there. Now if I could lower that on, it's going to be perfect. If I can get back in camera, that's perfect right there. And if I could just lower that, that'll be perfect. So now again, I'm going to put this in place very carefully. As you can see there, I'm lowering the pusher and making sure that everything is right over the top. Now in this case I've got it in there, but in this case I'm going to switch to a flat pusher instead of a concave. And I can pull the pusher right out of the end here without a problem. Kind of like that. Just pull it out and get myself a flat pusher to push in the end there. Now I've selected a 195 flat pusher just to make sure it covers the jewel setting properly when I do that. And I can just take this flat pusher, as I'm showing you here, and just push it in to the jeweling tool. The jeweling tool, of course, has the springs and then the flathead on it, as I said, as you saw earlier. So I'll put that into the opening, and then this would press down like that. And so now all I need to do is line this up and push down. So now I want to make sure that that's right over the top and centered when I push down, like that. And that way I know the cap jewel is going straight down on top of that jewel. And I'm keeping an eye on my regulator pins there, that they're not in the way at all. So there we go. So that's flat now. That's flat and in place. I just need to put the screws in there, and then I'm done with this. Just install the balance and we're good to go. So that's pushing in a brand new jewel setting into a watch. This is a ladies size 6 Waltham. Actually, I think it might be a size 0. Whatever. I think it's a size 0 Waltham. But ladies size 0 Waltham, very small. So I just have to put the screws back in here and get on with the job. So that was a bit of a hairy job, as they say. This placing a jewel setting into the balance cock is not too difficult, but you got to make sure that you're well prepared, as I've shown in the video, using your jeweling tool to actually push it in nice and flat. And there's an inside lip that you want to make sure that setting goes into. You don't want to touch the jewel on the inside at all, because the jewels they're hard, but they're not, right? So they're a little fragile and they'll crack on you. So don't do that, because you'll ruin your jewel inside that. So you got to make sure, as I said, the pushers are going on the outside on the setting itself and not touching the jewel at all. And then make sure, as you did this and as I did this, to oil the jewel before you put it back together. In the past, I've done a jewel, forgot to oil it, put it all back, went, ah, damn, forgot to oil it, had to take it all apart again. So make sure you oil it as well. It's tricky stuff, but not impossible. Get yourself a Seitz Jeweling set. It's absolutely necessary. Staking sets and jeweling sets are necessary if you're going to do work on vintage pocket watches. So thanks very much for watching my video today, and please subscribe and share it with others and hit like, and it helps my channel. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.